Oh, hello. In today's video, something a little bit different. I guess it's one for my community. We're going to look at some of the models that have been submitted to the Community Showcase channel on the Tabletop Impulse Discord server, and I'm going to give you guys some, I guess, some feedback. Not that I claim to be a painting aficionado, but I think everybody likes to see their work celebrated, right? So, first up from Aaron, he's painted some Hunter Clade for us. I will say, Aaron wrote that these are his first ever miniatures. And we certainly with that in mind, they're utterly fantastic, Aaron. Well done. So I'm just going to get my laser pointer here. Right, I really want to draw attention to the fact that on his first miniatures that he's ever done, he's decided to try and copy the really irritating studio colour scheme where you have the cream on the inside of the cloak and the red on the outside of the cloak, and if you make one wrong move, you end up with pink cloaks. I would never. I'm thinking back to how I was painting when I first got into this hobby, and I saw something like that, and I'd be like, nah, I'm not even going to attempt that. Right, I'm just going to paint his coat solid red. Right, my guys couldn't afford cloak linings. That was how I would paint when I first started. So I've taken that on and executed it. Excellent. And, with the rest of the miniature, absolutely nothing wrong with it at all. I think I detect a little bit of freehand down here, a couple of little checks on the inside of the cloak there. Really, really positive. Really, really great. The only thing I can say as a little piece of feedback that would make it even better is just do something with the bases, man. They got silver feet, so those silver bases just sort of vanish into them. Honestly, even just painting the bases black would be a massive, massive improvement. Kind of just sets your eye off on the whole rest of the miniature. But you've done a fantastic job, okay? I love this gun here, really nicely painted up. I don't know if that's a highlight or if that's just your camera doing a little bit of work for you there. But there seems to be a little shine line going down the gun there as well. That's amazing. Really nice models, really lovely. And then down here, you got another one. This will be a Rust Stalker. And he's got a nicely finished base as well that really sets him off. That's amazing. And again, really neat, really well painted. Really enjoy the model. Say these are some of the first guys that you did. Really, really well done. And only even better if I can give you is just the basing. But again, you've nailed the basing on this one. So if you apply that base scheme to these guys, they'll look fantastic. Might go for something a bit more contrasty. You got the red and the silver in the base, and the red and the silver in the model. Part of me thinks these look amazing on a desert base or the archetypical the Martian Iron Earth bases. But amazing models. And we got some more from Aaron. So I don't know whether these are his second things that he's painted or what. If they are, then he's come out a long way in a very short period of time. So, first of all, really ambitious of you to do a pale colour scheme. People tend to shy away from painting paler colours because they're quite difficult to get right, quite difficult to get to look smooth. You've really executed that pale colour scheme here really, really well on all four of your Corsairs. I love the freehand on the back of the cloak. That he's got these free-handed. I'd love to see a reverse shot of this, Aaron, where I can see his full cloak on. But I love the cloak. I love the edge highlighting that's on all across all these models. Particularly evident on this guy's leg here. You can see all the edges have been highlighted. Really crispy, really nice. I love that you got some edge highlighting and some blending going on here on the dagger. That's amazing as well. Big fan of that, okay? Obviously, your bases need finishing, buddy, but I'm sure you know that. You're a skilled painter. Look at the edge highlight here on this green, and the little specular highlight on the end there with the brightest green. That's amazing. I love your little conversion here with your Necron gun. I would say if you lost the little nozzle off the end there, that just does stick out to me. If that's a creative choice, then go for it. But in case you think that's on there, if that's flipped off somewhere, just have a little look in your carry case. There's normally a little nozzle on the end of the Necron, the Ghost Blaster there. But I really love your ingenuity there with the conversion, trying to make him look like he's looted a Necron weapon. That's really cool as well. Really, really cool. It really harks back to some old fluff of the Harlequins, and the Necrons really not getting along. That's amazing. Well done. Well done. And then we got a slide here from Major Tom. Big supporter of the channel, always pops up in the comments. And he's done some Void Dancers. I really like the black and white colour scheme. So the classic mime kind of colour scheme. Really, really good. And then he's got kind of this neat purple accent colour that runs not quite through every model. And they've got their yellow tassels as well. But it was the purple that struck me. The purple of the mask here. The purple on the jacket here. The purple on the mohawk there. Purple on the hair back here. I love the kind of pale purple lilac-y colour against the black and white. I think that's really, really cool. I think they're really well executed. I think it's a nice smooth white as well, which is difficult to get. It's difficult to make black and white look good, but Major Tom has certainly managed it, so that's a really great... And I love the sneaking in the back here. That could have been the showcase miniature. Sneaking in the back here, he's got some checks going on the leggings of the Psyker at the back there as well. Really, really good. I really like the base as well. I don't know what your idea was for these bases. They're really, really... They look like they're in need of a bit of a mow. It really puts me in mind of the fluff where the Tyranids would use their kind of... like spores and things to stimulate a planet's environment into going into overdrive, so that before they could turn up they devour all the biomass. They actually make it into a really lush planet. Maybe in my head these Void Dancers are on a world that's hive fleets on the way, you know. Maybe they're trying to recover an artifact or something, or close a waygate or something else before the Tyranids demolish the entire world. But that's really cool. Really, really nice. Got a second slide of stuff from... Actually, there's even more stuff from Major Tom that he posted in the channel I wasn't able to feature on the video in case it just became the Major Tom show. But if that's still there, I will get to that the next time we do a showcase video, Tom. So he's done loads of stuff for Star Wars. Big fan of these hostile environment troopers. Again, I'm just so impressed by all you people out there, all you maniacs out there painting white. That's been a real theme. You know, I love the white. It's come out really, really well. Really, really well on all of them. I love that you've gone to the trouble doing the edge highlighter on all the panels. I think it's come out really, really well on all of them. The Death Troopers, they are what they are. They're probably really good in person, but your photograph makes it really, you know, they are glossy black. They certainly give the impression of being glossy black, but I'm struggling to see from the photograph the nuances of the paint job, so I'll move on. Really a big fan of C-3PO and R2-D2. There's a couple of really nice little touches on here. First of all, this C-3PO miniature is a really characterful little sculpt. I enjoy that. I know you didn't sculpt him, Tom, but it is a really characterful little sculpt. I really enjoy that. I enjoyed that you've gone to trouble of giving him his little wrong coloured leg that he picks up through the trilogy. That's really cool. And it's quite hard to get that kind of rose gold colour as well when you're painting, so that's really, really good. And I love as well the weathering that you've got here on the base, not on the base, but on his little feet and the undercarriage of R2-D2. Is that powders that you've used there, Tom, or is it just an airbrush or a dry brush or something? But it's come out really well, the weather in there on the base of R2-D2 as well. That's amazing. Well done, mate. Tron, his first steps into the hobby. I got a lot of first... I don't know whether people misinterpreted what I wrote in the channel. I did just say, as I always say, write a few words to let me know if, for example, these are your first ever miniatures. Because I don't want to... I wanted generally just to know what your kind of skill level was, but I want you to post whatever you wanted. I don't know whether some people took that to mean the theme was, I've got to post my first stuff. But it's still great to see. All I can say is you guys are far more talented than I was when I was painting my first miniatures, my word. You know, these guys look really cool. I'd be proud to play games with those. Again, you've attempted the thing with you got the inside of the cloak being white and the outside of the cloak being navy blue. I can only imagine when you're brand new and your brush control isn't that practiced, that trying to do something like that is really nerve-wracking, because if you get a tiny bit of the dark blue on your white, then it's going to take you a long, long time to try and get it back. So really well done. I really appreciate the effect that you tried to go for on a magic fire. Yeah, the gradient's a little streaky at the moment, but that is one of those things where if you don't try and you don't practice it, you'll get there, you'll get there, you'll get there. That's really good to say. They're the first models that you ever painted. I really admire you go in for something like that and try and make it work. It's definitely an improvement to the model, and it's definitely going to get there. I really like the face down here as well on the character. I'm sorry, I don't know the name of all the Stormcast guys. I really like the amount of work you've put in on his face here. I've seen this picture more zoomed in. It's really, really good skin tone. Obviously put a lot of work into it. Tried to follow a lot of different pieces of advice, different pieces of guides. It's so easy to just do a skin tone and just be like, right, bit of contrast paint done. He's really tried. He's got the eyes kind of painted in properly. The pupils both looking in the same direction. Things that I don't always manage, and I've been painting for at least 20 plus years, right, on and off. So well done here. The Marine down here, can I say, fantastically admire your commitment to go, I've never painted a Marine before, I'm going to do white scars, and I'm going to freehand some of the white scars, the tribal markings here, with the red and the white. You guys are far more adventurous than I was with an equivalent level of skill. Really, really good. The cape here, a little bit of an attempt to weather it. The cape's just dragging a little bit you could do here if you just went back and brushed on with that cream colour and just tried to feather it. I know it's just get a translucent bit of that cream colour and just brush it down on this area where it's more raised, and just because this edge at the minute is really drawing the eyes, something that looks, well, it looks painted, right? It looks like a paintbrush mark. But I admire you for trying. But there's a little bit there that could be done, but the rest of it is absolutely great, brilliant, amazing, fantastic. Try and give a little bit of constructive feedback, but don't focus on the negative. Never focus on the negative. Look, there's edge highlights on this gauntlet as well. That's brilliant. A little bit of black paint on the base would be good, and I'd love to know the story. I kept looking at this base and thinking I was having a stroke. He's kind of on two bases that have been cut up and stuck together somehow. I don't really know. But yeah, a little bit of black paint on the edge of the base just sets them off nicely. These bases are lovely. These are the sculpted bases, aren't they? The underworldy or the starter setty ones. But great stuff, Tron, and much better than I could do when I first started playing Warhammer. Really good. Now then, Enkılı and his Enforcers. Now I'm blown away by these. These are crispy. I mean, let's just look like. Forget the rest of the model for a minute. Let's just look at this. Like, the Orby thing in the middle of the Enforcer is brilliant. Like, the blending, I could not do that. I could not even begin to describe or understand how that's been done. That is amazing. That is amazing. Like, I'm amazed by it. I love the knees as well, with the dark to light gradient fade on the knees. That's amazing. That is amazing. I mean, I have a funny relationship with these Enforcer models because I don't think that I didn't think they were really good at miniatures when they first came out, because I don't like the studio paint job on them. I don't like the yellow. Whenever I see them without yellow, with the blue or the red that you've done on your grenade launchers at the back, I think they look amazing. Okay, now this does put me in mind a little bit of a video game where I like to think that they go around and they're blue, and then once they've been alerted to the enemy's presence, they turn red. I don't know if that's what you're going for. You've got grenade launchers in the back with the red. They do look to me like they transform from blue to red or something funny like that. But whatever it is, it really well executed. They look really amazing. I love these little roundels in the centre, where you've managed to make them look really, really three-dimensional and amazing. That's great. I'm a big fan. A big fan. And, Stefano, who has a channel, Chimera Wargaming. Please do give him a look up and give him a subscribe. So these two are works of art. These aren't gaming pieces. Look, they're not going to be to everybody's taste, because some people like to try and emulate the clean lines of the box style. I get that. But these are absolutely amazing. I love the texture that Stefano has managed to get into the miniatures. Like, again, maybe they're a bit small on your screen. I've looked at these in the resolution, and if you join the Discord, they're there in the channel for you to look at them in the full resolution. The amount of texture and the darkness and the mood that both of these have. Obviously, he's on a really long a kick of doing things in this style. I mean, just the base here, I love that. That looks like real soil. Like, amazing. I love it. I love them. I love them a lot. That's really, really cool. both the Plague Marine and the Skaven there. I really enjoy those. Really well done. I'm trying to think of a single thing that I could say that will make them even better, and I can't. It would be hubristic of me to even try. I think they look fantastic. And now you got Simon's Blood Angels Smash Captain. Real big fan of this. Much like, sorry, and I must say, same thing for Stefano, by the way. The photography on these last two is, I mean, the photography here is brilliant, and the photography here is brilliant as well, better than I can manage. This is a really clean and crispy paint job, executed perfectly. Right, edge highlights down here. Let me just go back to my laser pointer here. Edge highlights down here, really, really thin, really, really precise. Really, really thin, really, really precise. I feel like there's been a second edge highlight happened as well on the corners. That's really, really, really good. I love the tips on there here. And this blood drop down here is my favourite. I was gushing about this on the live stream. This blood drop down here is like my favourite thing on the whole piece. With its at least 3 colours of red and the little dot of white there. That looks fantastic. That was like a real gem. I love the white as well. I love, 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 love the white. That's amazing. It's very, very clean. It's very, very crisp. You know, the recesses are left exactly where they are. They show thin lines. It looks almost like marble in its effect, which really suits the Blood Angels. I really, really like it. I really like the purity seal in the kind of purpley wax as well to stand out from the red of the power armor. Big fan, big fan. The only thing I would say, the metal for me is a bit flat. I would try and push both the bronze and the silver, push an extra highlight on there, because especially this bronze, this looks like you could, for me, you could, like on the hat, it's really good. There's some really nice highlights on the mouth here, really nice highlights on the hat here, and on the vents here. That's really good. But round his neck and the gorget, could be the camera, because metallics are really hard to photograph, so it could well be that it looks better in person. But I just think the metallics would do with a little bit of a push. But the rest of the model, the power armor is fantastic, the white bits are fantastic. Really, really, really well job. Good job, well done. Well job, good done, I said then. Sorry, I leant really forward because I was staring at the miniature. So that brings me to the end of this first community showcase. If you'd like me to talk about your paint job, and I always try and be positive, I always try and give you something that you can do to make it even better if I can, if it's within my skill to do that, but I always try and be positive. Please do join the Discord, and the link for the Discord will be down in the description, and then post your stuff up in the hashtag community showcase room on the Discord. By posting it in that particular room as opposed to any other rooms talking about your painted stuff, because we've got a few. We've got the Hobby Bingo channel, we've got the painted stuff room. By being in the community showcase room, that's what gives me the permission, I guess, to feature it in one of these videos. But that was really, really good, really, really positive experience. And if you want to reach out to any of the people featured and ask about their stuff, best place is the Discord, but you could also try leaving a comment. I'm sure they're going to see the comments down in the video description as well. Yeah, probably back to Kill Team on Monday. Feel free to give a like and a subscribe and all those things. Thanks everybody, have an excellent evening. Cheerio.